Okay, so this is a Heroes and Hardships one shot, maybe two shot, we'll see. Um, this game is titled A Man Can Only Die Once. It is loosely based off of the Saxon Chronicles, a book series, and the show The Last Kingdom. Really, more or less based around the time period of Alfred the Great in Wessex and the surrounding areas. We have our characters and players here. Slip as Kaja, Walter Peck as Cedric, Wander as Lefric, and Sim as Ealdred. And here we go. 898 AD, the Kingdom of Wessex. Long has the pagans been an affront to God and a nuisance to the ambitions of the unified kingdom under the rule of King Alfred of Wessex. Rumors of King Alfred's health being in decline has long circulated the realm. Today was a marriage of his son, Edward. Eyes lingered on Alfred's frail form, but none had the courage to speak. Now, later in the afternoon, you have been summoned from your lodgings, perhaps unexpectedly, to visit with the king. You are escorted into a antechamber of the king's prayer room. You see around you many tables holding various wooden scroll or paper scrolls, many tied with ribbons, some sealed with wax. You've never seen anything like this. Some of you perhaps have been in a monastery, and there they have ancient tomes of writings of this and that, mostly religious scholars. But this is something else entirely. There's no dust here, as it's kept tidy. There's a man that walks by, a servant of some sort. He goes into a adjoining room and begins to scribe something from one piece of parchment to a larger book. He more or less ignores you. Some of you know each other, all of you probably through reputation or acquaintance, some closer than that. You stand about waiting for the king. When you had seen him earlier this day, he looked frail and almost enfeebled. It was sad, perhaps. It even appeared to be difficult for him to stand and walk and move. When the death of Alfred comes, there will be a new day will dawn, one of chaos, more than likely. The Etheling Edward would likely be king, but his rule would be uncertain. Today this brings great unease to most of you, as you sit or stand and wait for his arrival. And I'll let you guys go ahead and do some roleplay between each other.
Cedric looks to his adopted daughter and quietly whispers, I remember the days when he was a fearless warrior. None could stand against him. How sad it is to see those days have passed.
Kaja nods in agreement. She's as tall as most men, and she's wearing a sort of a dress that's been slit high at the sides with trousers or breeches underneath. Her concession to women dressing like women in this country. That is hard for me to believe, Father, but if you say so. He is... In my country, he would not be leaving.
But we're not in your country. We're here. He is the king. He splits your ancestors in half with his weapons with great ease. Something you'll do good to remember.
I would have liked to see this. I hope that you do not grow old and feeble as well, Father.
I'm already old, but not feeble. Not yet.
Eldred standing on the edge of the corner there and looks up. Cedric, I expected, well, I guess half expected you to arrive as your son today. So you brought your daughter, Dane.
Yes, that good for nothing is sitting at home watching the keep. That's what he's good at.
Well, I suppose that didn't make a good heirs when you do grow old.
You men, you choose your women for a pretty face instead of a strong body and mind. It should be no surprise when your heirs are weak and stupid.
You've seen my wife. She was wide of hip and small of mind.
Aye, but that means good birthing. At least allegedly.
Give birth to many stupid, weak boys.
Weak boys. Not all who comes out of I guess, wide-hipped women becomes a weak boy. Some of us have to grow up strong.
It is not the wide hips that I complain of. I have not seen your wife, Eldred. Is she a pretty one or a strong one? Is she smart or timid?
She has yet to exist. I don't have a wife yet.
Choose wisely, Eldred. Your heirs depend on it.
We shall see. As if your kind doesn't come through and try to wipe me off my land.
Your people are strong in the ways of steel and organized in a way my people lack. Cedric Key had many victories against my people. My father fell before him. I am glad to have a new, stronger father to teach me more wise ways of making war.
Leofric's been kind of standing back, just kind of near a wall, and just kind of keeping an eye on the situation and watching the back of Ildred. And he wasn't really paying much attention to the conversation until that last bit, and then he sort of perked up at the talk of battle prowess, and by the end of it, he actually nods appreciatively at what Kaja is saying. Probably takes Ildred by surprise.
Nefik, do you have something to add? It's the first time I've seen you moving a few, almost an hour.
I just approve of what the woman is saying. She has a clarity of thought that not many have. Not many realize what's important in life. They get distracted by drink and sex, children and lands. None of that's important.
It's easy for us without kids to say, but the land is important. After all, the future is land. The more you have, the more powerful you are. Even if you can't fight, you still have many land to house soldiers and paid people to fight for you.
Yeah, I suppose. It's a little dull for my taste. But, yes, this is part of your life.
It
You
might.
are one. Go
It
ahead.
might be dull. It might be dull now, but when you're my age, land, children with snotty noses, a good strong keep, that is what you will want.
If this is so, Father, then why can you not stay from the battlefield? Hmm?
Alfred chuckles slightly.
I think, Leofric, your blood stirs with the battle just as mine and Father's does.
It does. It does. I will win my way to heaven this way. I will serve my lord. I will die gloriously in battle for a just cause. And my reward will be eternal.
Yes, yes. God forbid you live to an old age and do little shits.
It is as you say, my Thane.
As you're contemplating battle and if that is going to get you to heaven's pearly gates, you see a shadow cast across the wall behind you as a door creaks open. You see two men enter. One is a large fellow. He is all but bearing all the other man's weight on his shoulder, walking him through the chamber over to a large backed chair. You clearly recognize this man as King Alfred of Wessex. As Cedric has said, once he was a formidable warrior, but now in his middle ages, not much older than Cedric himself, he is much declined in health. His cheeks are jutting out as his eyes have sunken. He has dark circles around them, as if he has not slept in days or even longer. He seems to barely acknowledge you as he sits down and looks to his knees for a moment. He has changed out of his ornamental garb of the wedding from earlier, and finally he looks up at you. You've come. Good. Eldred, Cedric, it is good to see you both again.
Ah, it is, my lord. I
It is
trust you.
good to- Sorry, go ahead.
I trust you're keeping in good health.
Gives you a blank look. Unfortunately, God has not foreseen to give me such health in these trying times. It will not be long until I am in his embrace, I think. Of course, that is for you to know, but not speak.
Of course, Your Grace. How may I be of service?
He looks between the two, more status, Cedric and Eldred, and he then casts a glance to the other two. Who are these two?
Now that I look back at Leofric, come forward and introduce yourself to the king.
Lifric walks forward and bows. Says, Leofric Godwin, sir. My lord, my king. So that he's kind of stumbling over the words. He's not good with words. And he pauses and then says, I am one of Ildred's housecarls. And then he bows again.
Go
Steps
ahead and
back.
give me a status roll. Let's see how much he knows about you.
Okay.
Higher is he knows more. So
Okay. I'm betting he... Oh, it's going to be on the skill menu, isn't it? Yeah.
it would
sorry.
be. It's under influence. You can do it from your sheet too if that's easier.
So I'm just trying to find it.
Should be second from bottom on the skill menu.
At the bottom, influence status. Got it. Thank you.
He gives you a slight. Maybe it's a frown, it's hard to say. Very well, how's Carl? And you, girl? You have the look of a Dane about you. Is this your adopted daughter, Cedric, that I have heard about?
It is, your grace. This is Kaja, my adopted daughter. As you know, I spared her when slaughtering her kin when I received a vision from Jesus Christ himself to raise her as my own.
And has she accepted Jesus into her heart, then?
She has.
Wonderful.
Kaja gets down on one knee and lowers her head in front of the king. Yes, great king. Kaja was being born in Daneland, but is being blessed to find a new strong father in Christendom. He teaches that the strength of Kaja's arm is a gift of Christ, and so Kaja is a tool for God's using, and for Cedric and his great king.
I ask you, Kaja, what do you think of a king that cannot lift a sword?
She looks to Cedric uncertainly. I know that my people teach that the strength of a man's arm makes him a great leader. But your people, they have pushed us back again and again. And I am thinking it is the strength of mind that is perhaps greater than the arm.
Well, if you do not believe it, you sound somewhat convincing of it. He gives a very faint smile. I am glad to see all men and women accepting Jesus Christ into their heart, be they from East Anglia or beyond, or the Britons that came before us. Speaking of Britons, that is why you've come. Have any of you ever been to Wales? That's Wales.
No. I've been near, but never there. Quite a weird sort.
They're Britons. Of course they are strange. But they have accepted Jesus into their hearts as well. And it has long been known my goal of a united England, past Wessex and Mercia and beyond, to Northumbria, East Anglia, to the Scots, and to the west, in Wales as well. So I wish in these times for you to do me a service, for I cannot go myself, and these negotiations will need to be dealt with when sensitive. You're looking for a man named Howell ap Adel. He is a prince of Wales, one of the princes of Powys. I mean to offer him a marriage pact with, he looks to Cedric and Illard, one of you, for his sister.
Clear sign of shock on Cedric's face.
Yeah, Eldred.
Your Grace, you honor us with this request.
Do I? Marrying a Briton? from Wales honors you. Is that true?
I, I don't think he means that the bride would be the honor. I think it's the more of the request, Liege.
As Eldred said, I am honored that you put your trust in us to achieve this for you.
Yes. So, let me make the offer to you then, both of you. I will offer you lands in Wessex to expand your holdings. With 500 more bushels of grain yearly. Near Cornwall. It is remote, but wealthy. One of our eldermen had died 6 months past, and his son had already passed before him, with no heirs. It is up to me to decide who takes his land. I will give it to whoever marries the girl. I will leave it up to you to decide, but tell me now.
My grace, maybe with the opportunity of options, it might make for the more negotiation.
Your Grace, we shall do this, and one day your vision of a united England under Saxon rule will come to fruition.
Who will take her into their bed then?
Perhaps it would be better to decide that when we get there. That way, if the brother likes one more than the other, it might ease negotiations.
Cedric kind of has a little smile. I've already produced 3 children that have grown to adulthood, proving that I am fertile. Kind of chuckles.
Aye, that you have. We have seen you, heirs. By all means, Cedric, I guess you could have this bride. United land there, maybe.
The king interjects. It's not that good of a match. Eldred, I was hoping you would say that you wish this. You're younger. If Cedric dies, then what?
And Eldred would give another smile. Well, then I guess it's settled, my liege. By your request, I will offer my hand to marriage for the bride, for the princess of Poise.
Well, Cedric, if you have anything to say, if there's something that I have not foreseen, and you think you are the better suitor, speak now. Besides that you're fertile.
My loyalty to you has spanned decades, Your Grace. You know I have not failed you, be it during the Great Heathen Invasion or since then. I would not fail you in this. I would see to it that Cornwall continues to prosper, and they will willfully and gladly bow to your son as the true king of England.
He looks at you. Of course, he's the true king of Wessex and England. What happens, Lord Cedric, if you die with a heir, a young son? What will your sons do to him? Will they kill him? I will not be here to keep such matters under control.
This may surprise you, Your Grace, but my daughter Kaja will watch over any children I have till they come of age. My eldest shows not enough ambition to try and usurp Cornwall's, And my second son I have given over to the monastery. He has no right to claim any lands or titles.
I could do this on one stipulation, Cedric. This child that becomes of this union must inherit land, must become a noble of Wessex to help bind the houses of Wales and Wessex together. You understand?
I do.
So when you return, how old is your oldest son?
He will be 18 on the end of the year.
Too old to send to the monastery, then. Eldred, would you take his son into your house as a retainer?
And Mildred kind of looks a little wide-eyed. His eldest son. Is that who you're referring to, my liege?
Yes.
And he'll look over at Cedric. Well, at your request, I would not have issue with that. But is he a good enough warrior?
No. Probably not, from what I have
Is
heard.
Is he bright of mind like you, my liege?
I do not know. Cedric, is he bright of mind?
He is an able administrator and will see to any tasks you set before him in the ruling of your land.
Well, I would have no problem of this. I suppose. Would he be happy about being removed as an heir to it, being a retainer? That's not a. I mean, he would have no choice, really, I guess, in the matter. But
Eldred, will
my
you give
son.
me a empathy streetwise roll, we'll say? Yeah, it's a good roll. You kind of get the feeling that he's being sent to you as more of a hostage. So if he tries to do anything untoward, you can take care of that.
Gotcha. Well, like I said, my lord, at your request, I would be happy to take any young lad into my service. I'm sure Leifert can bring him up to speed and where he needs to be at.
You noticed Liverick wasn't really watching you. He seems to be having a glaring contest with Kaja behind your back. But as soon as you mention his name, he sort of kind of snaps out of it and says, anything you say, my Thane, I'll be glad to. And he sort of pauses, and you can tell he's kind of replaying the conversation. He's not very good at hiding it. Train the boy.
Yes, yes.
Cedric, is this acceptable to you?
It is.
If you guys can give me a lore roll if you want.
Alrighty. What's that under? Int?
Yeah, knowledge.
Oh, hell. Yep.
It's a -1d factored into it.
Hmm.
If you don't have specialty dice, are you doing that?
What now? Say that again.
I'm sorry. I thought for some reason if we didn't have specialty dice, there was a 1 hardship penalty.
No, no, you just didn't explode. Yeah.
That's what she said.
So you get you realize this might be a pretty good deal, but if the king's dead, the deal might be null and void depending on whoever takes his place. But he waits for your reply.
Cedric, while loving of his 3 children, knows that Alwyn is far less than what he wanted in a son, whereas Kaja is the kind of epitome of what he sees in a warrior. Unfortunately, she was born with the wrong blood and the wrong genitals, so the chance at going about it again and correcting the mistakes of the past appeals to Cedric. So to him, he feels this is a good deal, and Alwyn will accept what he has his role to be. So with that, Cedric looks to King, and I will gladly accept this offer, and my son Alwyn will be honored to serve under Ealdred.
Good. You are to meet Lord Howell in the town of Boddington. It is on the border of Mercia and Wales. You should leave at once.
Before I part ways, my liege, may I have a few words with you?
Of course. What is it?
Well, I guess when we return, and also obviously the prospect of marriage has been mentioned. Well, since I will not be taking part in this marriage, perhaps I could have permission to marry on my own free accord.
Eldred, you are an important man. A Thane of Wessex. I had hoped, as I said, this would be the marriage for you. I can't let you simply marry anyone.
Aye, well, this I kind of understand, but I mean, obviously I wouldn't be going down to the peasant women and picking one out of the flock there. That'd be uncouth.
Do you have someone in mind?
Not yet. But I'll keep my eye open before I ask again.
Well, if you have someone specific in mind, then come to me again, and we will see.
I understand, my lord. Kind of do a little bow thing, and I shall part ways.
Good. I will see you when I return. You return. You may go now. I must rest.
Aye, my lord. You kind of bow and move away.
Yeah. You head outside, and you're quickly ushered out of the king's presence, leaving you into the antechamber and to the exit and to the hallways. If you have anything you want to discuss before you leave for Buttington.
Kaja is obviously just seething over the whole deal, although her reasons might not be readily apparent. She keeps shooting Cedric angry glances, and her body language is very stiff and restrained.
Cedric, knowing his daughter, picks up on her obvious discontent and kind of quietly asks her, "You don't approve?"
You want to take a soft new wife and stay home and make babies and grow into an old man? And who will take Kaja into battle then?
You will take yourself. You
Sir,
don't need.
who will allow this?
I will, for as long as I'm old, and my children will allow it.
She looks at him, sort of processing what he says. And your people, a woman who is to fight is... It is strange. If you pass... She just points a finger at his chest. You will make this so.
You're my daughter, you demand nothing from me, but I will. They will follow you. You have a chance now to show them what you're worth, your skill with weapons. They will follow you when they see what you are capable of.
She kind of looks over his shoulder at Leofric, rolls her shoulders back, straightens her stance, nods. I will show them. I will show them what the daughter of Cedric of Wessex is made of. And she gives him a little smile, softening toward him. I hope this woman is made of stronger stuff and will make stronger boys for you.
In that we are in agreement.
As Aldered's leaving, you'll catch up to Leafric. Leafric, word please.
Yes, my thing.
Well, I do appreciate you watching my back and staring at Cedric's daughter. Perhaps maybe not think that hard about pulling the dagger from your sleeve there. That would cost you your life.
Well, my life is to be given in your service, my thing.
But that is not in my service. It would actually be a disservice. You do understand, don't you? No blades
Yes,
with the
my
king.
thing. Yes, my thing.
Good.
He doesn't look happy, though.
He'll Eldred pat him on the shoulder. Not to learn yet.
I didn't like the way she was looking at you.
Eldred a glance over at Kajan. If bad things happened every time somebody looked at me crossed, I wouldn't be here now, would I?
Well, sometimes, my thing, bad things have happened to people that looked at you. Just sometimes the night after.
Yes, well, it happens, but I don't think we have anything feared from Cedric or his daughter.
No, my revenge will be longer. I will train up her brother, and then her father will have an heir with the skills and the right blood and the right stuff between his legs. She will get nothing.
Eldred just kind of shakes his head. A lot going on, lad. Well, shall we go ahead and I suppose you know the equipment we need for this? Sleeping rolls, food.
I have it nearby. Is there
Excellent.
anything you need me to get for you?
I guess this will be it. But we better be on guard. Who knows what her kind's doing out there, lurking around.
You, the four of you go to your respective lodgings and grab your gear that you need and get on horseback and begin heading out. The trip from Winchester to Buttington is fairly long, and it takes almost 3 or 4 days of travel through Mercia to get there. Buttington, as you know, is on the border of Wales and Mercia, and the several years ago, about 5 years ago, there was a great battle here where the combined armies of Wales and Mercia destroyed a Danish army. It's a great victory. and the remnants of kind of a mixed people can be seen across the board that live in relative hostility, and Buttington is no different. To get there, you begin to cross over the border of into Wayless. And let me switch the scene here. You're on your horses, and you can feel free to roleplay as you're making that trip across there.
Oh, the red eye's supposed to be kind of riding near Cedric. Well, Cedric, it looks like you're getting a pretty good deal here. Lands by Cornwall, and hopefully a beautiful bride. Or as your daughter wants, a strong one.
What matters now in my older age, like my daughter said, is healthy, strong children and the lands that come attached to her teats. You're still young, you have plenty of time to find a woman, marry, be disappointed by your children, have your wife die, marry again.
Yes. I have a lot to look forward to, that is for sure. But hopefully it doesn't happen in quick succession like that. That would really screw up my lands.
Very
The
true.
way you speak to the great king, do you have woman that you favor?
You mean, do I have one that I have my eyes on?
And she thinks, yes, this is what, yes.
No, unfortunately not yet. None has caught my eye. See, it's more than just beauty. It's everything. Kind of like we said, she needs to be strong. She needs to be beautiful. But unfortunately, most of them aren't one or the other, or too much of one or the other. But of course, like the king said, she also has to have something attached to her. I guess that's the bane of what I do, what I carry with me, the lands or whatever. So I don't know. But hopefully, I'd be able to find something I like, and I guess I could, fathom out the deal where you get it.
How regretting you will be if we find that this Huelas is all those things, yes?
Aye, but because God has God's will, Cedric will have a hand to his heirs, bring some peace to that part of the kingdom. I have to have faith.
As you're riding and speaking along the road, you hear it's early morning at this point, and you hear the very clear sound of horse hooves on the ground, many of them coming up over the ridge in front of you.
Leofric immediately moves his horse slightly out ahead of the others and puts his hand on his sword.
Yeah, you can clearly see it's a group of probably 20 riders wearing red capes.
Does that mean anything to us?
Roll lore.
Yeah. Don't think he's trained.
What is red?
Well, Cedric and Erdred know, but they don't see him yet.
Kaja looks to Cedric for guidance on a look that he's familiar with. Prepare for battle or keep it cool for the moment.
Cedric gives Kasha the easy now look, though his hand is definitely a lot closer to his battle axe. And he's waiting to get a better look at the men so he can identify them and react accordingly.
Eldred would slow the horse down a bit and put both his hands on the horse. Rick, what do you see?
Men, more than us. Red cloaks.
Yeah, when he says red cloaks, the two of you would... It's not hard to realize that these are Welsh soldiers.
Do you think it's who are we looking for, Cedric?
It would make sense. I don't know why they're riding so hard towards us. Potentially there's an issue.
Could be.
Yeah, I might not have said it, but the king did say that you were to meet him at the town. You're not quite at Buddington yet.
I doubt it's a welcoming party.
Yeah. And Leofric will also say, I don't like this.
It'll be easy. I don't think we'll have a problem with them if they're in some urgency. There might be something going on beyond.
Are there any weapons drawn among them?
No. No, they're riding as if they're going someplace.
Okay.
Just be on your guard.
Cedric will hail them.
Let me... The Welsh soldiers, they see you on the road and one raises an arm. Stop! And they all stop and look at you. They're kind of... You're in a bad spot here. They're kind of on a hill and they're all mounted. And one of the men in front kicks his horse out and kind of clops it toward you. Who are you? Where are you going?
Cedric kind of moves his horse towards the individual that came towards them with a hands splayed wide gesture to show that he's not armed or has any ill intent. And I'm Cedric of Wessex, here on behalf of King Alfred. These are my riding companions. This is Eldred of Wareham, his housecarl Leofric, and this is my shield maiden.
Shield maiden? A Dane?
One that has accepted Jesus into her life and her heart, and my adopted daughter. She is not some heathen scum that we kicked back into the sea.
She has the blood of Danes, then she is scum. I fought here 5 years ago. My brothers died.
Eldred would canter up in this horse. Well, she's Christian, so she's obviously not scum.
In my mind, Saxons are scum. Christian or not.
It's a good thing that we're not here to speak with you, but your lord.
Eldred, you see Leofric is getting that look in his eyes.
How do you know who my lord is?
And Eldred kind of look over at Cedric. Maybe he's on his own out here, stirring up trouble for his lord.
We'll take you to the town. The men begin to envelop you and their horses, circling you. You see a couple of men have dismounted and have longbows.
Cedric makes no attempt to seem nervous, knowing that they would probably, if they wanted to kill them, would have done so by now, being outnumbered 5-1. But he definitely remains on edge.
Eldred would hold out his hand to Leofric, tell him to keep his with himself.
Yeah, Leofric does it. He looks disappointed and angry.
Leofric, give me a fortitude roll.
Okay.
The old vigilance.
I hope you bought your air-proof armor today, said.
Where's it under 42?
That's under willpower.
Under willpower. Vigilance, yeah?
It should be fortitude.
Under willpower, I only see courage, leadership, and vigilance. I'll see if I can
Is
do
it under your combat menu, or is it?
I can roll it from my sheet actually.
It's the same thing, to be honest, but
Okay.
yeah, I just must not have changed it in the macro yet. Yeah, you are having a hard time controlling yourself. You're
Yeah,
being
they're called scum.
overtly threatened. You're being called scum, Saxon scum. These are Britons. Yeah. So they begin to round you up, and the Welsh soldier just begins riding along with you guys. All of them do, as they're kind of surrounding you. What are you guys going to do? Going to go with them?
Cedric will go with them. He will definitely keep an eye on Kaja, knowing her feelings and the fact that she's just been insulted. And Cedric has to do a bit of his own tongue bite.
Yeah, Eldred seeing there's really no choice, and he's gonna go as well, but he's gonna be on the edge.
Kaja swallows her anger and follows behind Cedric, shoulders and back straight, kind of tossing her hair behind her, knowing that she cuts a striking figure. And as insulting as they might be, they're going to remember her.
Lifric, what are you doing?
Getting us killed.
Water, are you there?
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
Oh, yeah.
Leofric is kind of on the balance point. He really wants to, he knows he's got no chance, but he still wants to go for these guys. And the only thing holding him back is he never disobeys Eldred. So he's got the sort of two most powerful motivations in his life for warring. So he's waiting for something that he can take as a sudden move from them.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, the thing that's actually holding him back at the moment is that it's not just him that would die. It's Eldred would die as well, and he can't square that with himself. So he's absolutely fuming, and he's grinding his teeth.
All right, that's.
But he's not
There we
attacking.
go.
Yet.
Oh, you got it now. Want it back?
Yep.
Okay.
I did nothing. Now it works.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Yeah, Lefric's just brooding there. They don't do any sudden moves. They escort you to the town.
Leofric carries on like that for about an hour.
Yeah.
You think there's a vein in his temple that you think looks like it's just going to burst any moment, but it never quite does.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, that's ready. They bring you to the town of Buttington. It's a fairly typical Welsh town. This town's actually switched hands between Saxon and Wales many times in the distant past, at least. This generation's been Welsh for the most part. Outside of this town, a great battle occurred that allowed, where Mercia, King Ethelred, and the kings of Wales drove back a Danish army. Wales is extremely segmented, more segmented even so than the rest of the mainland. if you want to call it a mainland. And so there's many different kings, and the Welsh soldier finally, as you get here, he motions for you to tie up your horses, and he jumps off his horse, and I know who I'll take you to.
Well, and who is that?
I don't think it's for you to know just yet. We'll see who you really are first.
Who do we really are? I like you. And I'll dismount his horse.
Alfred can't help himself at this point. Despite it being stupid, he says to the Welsh soldier, he says, "Watch how you speak to your betters, Welshman."
Well, when I speak to my betters, I will mind my tongue. Until then, get moving, scum.
Okay, Leofric's having trouble again.
It's up to you what you want to do.
Elder will go up and put his hand on Neofric's shoulder. Now is not the time, my friend.
Okay, yeah. Leofric counts to 100. He said he can't count that high.
Yeah, he gets to 20. He gets to 20, and it's like, wait, hold on.
He only can count one higher. Cedric, seeing how angry he is, kind of chimes in. Ignore this man. He clearly is only capable of insulting. I have a feeling there's no way he could back up his mouth.
He is a no one.
Uh,
I hear nothing but the wind.
yes.
He knows what would happen if he displeased his lord. Let him bark like the little dog he is.
Kaja actually makes a couple little barking yips after that. Kind of looking in the soldier's direction.
Yeah, he gives you a look and just shakes his head and leads you inside this, into this room or this building. You walk in. It's a
Alfred laughs way too loud at that, by the way.
it's a tavern of sorts. You notice the odd thing is there's no one in here except one man and one servant. The man's sitting at a long table with a bunch of food, and he's longish blonde hair, very blue eyes. He looks up. "Ors, who is this? Is this the King Alfred's men, then? You found them on the road, did you?" And the soldier just nods and turns around and stands by the door.
Yes, he found the Sedite, and it was good company, along with his insults. But
You'll have to excuse him. Afraid he's not very interested in meeting or talking to Saxons. Hundreds of years of fighting, you can understand.
I suppose. Although, we don't go around hurling the insults. We fought you just as long as you fought us.
I'm sorry, did I come to your lands and subjugate you?
Those who are conquered should learn from the strong ones.
Well,
Yes.
that is true. That is why the Saxons have not conquered Wales, is it? As much as they've
100.
tried.
I'll do the smile. Aye, well, I suppose that we haven't come here to discuss the history of our peoples, but rather the future.
Yes. What would that be? Alfred said he wished to speak to me through a messenger, of course. What is it? What has he come to offer me?
Cedric kind of stands forward. I'm I am Cedric of Wessex, and on behalf of King Alfred, he has authorized us to negotiate with you, Lord Howell, about ending the centuries of conflict you just mentioned. He nor I can change the past no more than we can make the sun rise in the west, but we can affect the future, and that is why we are here today.
Well, pretty words. What does he want?
An alliance through marriage to end the hostility between us.
Who's supposed to be wed? I believe his daughter Ethelfled is already married to Ethelred. Is that correct?
Who is this we speak to about the kingly matters?
Ah,
How do
yes.
you know this man is not to work against his king?
I am Howell, Abcadel, Prince of Wales.
Ah, this is Howl. And she nods more respectfully. I take my words back.
What words were those that you said that gave me offense? You've not offended me, girl.
Was more my way of saying. She looks a little frustrated at not being able to explain herself more clearly. I will leave more talking to men of leaders. And she looks at Cedric and Eldrick.
He
Cedric
gives a
clearly
slight shrug.
not pleased.
Yeah. Well then, are we going to dance around the subject all day? What is this he proposes? Marriage, but not for me, obviously. I don't
Your
believe
sister.
there is anyone I could marry that Alfred could offer at this time that would be suitable.
There is not, Lord Howell. However, your sister is of age.
That she is. I thought that Alfred was sending you in secret. Why are you being caught upon the road by my men? He looks disappointed. Very well, let us discuss this. And we're going to do some social combat here between Hal and everyone. So what we're going to do is I'll do this manually, the turn order. Go ahead and give me status rolls for initiative. Yep, good.
Leofric knows he's a liability in any kind of.
Yeah, you do not
negotiation.
have to. You do not have to.
There's
Yeah,
always
he's gonna stay out of it.
assist.
Yeah, you can just assist too. There's an assist action.
Oh, okay. Can that make things worse?
I don't think so.
No.
You can just stand there looking intimidating.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good.
Give me a little minute while I find status.
Ah!
Do I use my? I get a benefit for every.
Social roll.
uh,
Or status or influence roll.
Yeah,
Yep.
would that be for this one?
Yep, absolutely.
Perfect.
Good roll. Actually, good roll for Lefric, I think.
Eldred.
3.
Look at that.
Go ahead and punch in your numbers if you would.
I'm still staring at all my number. How the is that possible?
I think a die exploded, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, if you get a green box, then it definitely did.
And you got a couple of 9s in there.
90, 10, keep 5. Or I'm sorry, keep 4, drop 5. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
drop 5.
shit. I have keen. I assume that only adds to
Yeah,
combat,
that's
not
only combat.
status.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, this is mental or social initiative. Okay, so the first thing, what's your goal? What are you trying to convince Howell of? And what are your terms? Put it that way. You want him to offer his sister in marriage, but what does he get?
Alliance.
Were we authorized to?
Yeah, I forgot to mention it in character, but yeah, you were authorized to offer him things. He did. The king probably wasn't that specific.
There's lots of different, like you said, kings and Wales, so probably either help defending or conquering some other territory would make sense. Anyway, Kaja's goal is to make Cedric look stronger. And
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think you're going to offer him? Lands probably would be difficult. Maybe just to give you some ideas, kind of what Slip was saying, support against other Welsh kings and princes could be enticing.
I was basically going to say the same thing Slip said. There's a bunch of petty kings in Wales, so to make him, top dog would probably be our best bargaining chip, and that King Alfred would assist in those endeavors. And then on top of that, I don't know how much land Cedric would be inheriting in in Cornwalls, but he'd be offering his assistance as well.
Yeah, that's fine. If everybody has the same idea, we can go with that. So the first thing would be for me to determine the scale of the exchange. We're going to do a what is your Sim? What is your influence plus status? Before I make that decision.
Give me a minute.
Is it 8?
Yep.
Okay, we'll do a scale 2 then. So the way this works is I determine the scale of the exchange. This is really just going to determine how long it is. So basically, based on what the scale is, I multiply that by whatever your influence plus status is. For instance, a short exchange, which is what we're going to do, is 2 times 8 in this case. So what this means is we go for 16 AP spins. After that, the intrigue is over. And once it's over, then if you have not convinced the other people of whatever, then it's just undecided. Okay, it's basically a timer for the exchange. Okay, so if you go over 16, you can no longer act. Okay.
are we all going to be using the same stats?
What do you mean?
Like, for instance, someone might use persuasion. I guess someone could probably use rhetoric.
Oh, you guys can use whatever you would like. You don't have to use the same.
Or we can decide kind of what they're doing.
Yeah. You don't have to use the same. It's just you base it off what you're role playing, basically. So that's the way it works, and everything else is very similar to combat, right? You can take stresses, you can take frustrations, and that sort of thing. So. Actually, I'm going to give all you guys 1 stress to start because you were caught on the way and you didn't get here in secret.
And stress gives you -3.
Yeah, it's essentially an injury. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in you guys' boxes, unless you beat me to it.
green, isn't it?
That's AP. There's no bubble for stress. Okay, so you all have 1 stress. So if you look at combat, social combat 6, it shows you the different things you can do. Now, I would look at 3 as well. So 3 has the skills and what they're defended by. So why don't you just role play your pitch to him, and then we'll go from there, Walter. Sim, you're up.
All right. So when he asked me the offers, well, you know how the great King Alfred is, and he has a strong heir. The alliance would be a lasting one, and bring peace to both our kingdoms. But you would offer your aid, and in return, you would offer your aid in defense of both either kingdom. After all, that's what the alliance is for, right?
Is that it? Aid between us? We do that now against the Danes.
Alright, but this wouldn't just be for the Danes. This would be against everybody. Anybody who attacks you, anybody who attacks Wessex. And, of course, the battles between the 2 kingdoms, between your kingdom and this one, of Wessex, would cease. So there would be a peace as well.
I am not the king of all Wales.
Yes, but I'm sure they would attack you if you were weak. And you would be able to call on the mighty Wessex to come to your aid. Whereas normally we wouldn't, would we?
He thinks about that. Go ahead and so that'd be persuasion, I would say.
Oh, it's gonna fail miserably. Found my Achilles heel.
All right. So that's so you made a mental attack. That's 3 AP. So I'll give you that on the bubble there. So you spend that. Now he needs to defend. He's got to use. Well, let me see actually what his base mental defense is. So his base mental defense is 22. So since his base mental defense is higher than your attack roll, he does not need to defend. He kind of shakes his head. I don't think so. This all happens now. I don't see the benefit in it for me. And it's his turn. He says, I'll give you a counter offer. Instead of that, I'll take tribute from the man who is going to marry my sister in the form of 200 barrels of grain a year. And King Alfred will assist me against my brother, and he will ensure that I secure my father's crown, and then against other Welshmen if needed. And he's going to try to persuade you, Eldred. He's going to roll his persuasion. Now, he has some abilities, so hold on. Let me see what they are. Yeah, he has authority, so you may use status influence instead of communications persuasion. And he has status, which add 2 to your mental damage when using that skill. Okay, so he's going to use influence, status.
That 20 be my 22 base defense.
Base mental okay, so you're going to have to roll. You could not do anything, right? And you would have to let it ride, or you can try to defend with persuasion or deception.
And can I aid him on that?
No. Assist is a offensive action.
Ah, okay.
So what happens if I try to resist? And
Well, it depends.
and
It
fail
depends on the levels of success.
So if I let it slide, if I let it ride,
If you let it slide right now, what's your mental defense? Base mental
22.
defense 22. So that's 7, plus whatever his mental attack damage is minus yours. So what's your persuasion plus communications? What is that number?
It's a 3 total.
Okay, so 3. So your mental, it's like armor. So your mental reduction is 3. So at best, if he has, I mean, you can count the dies. So his total damage would be 2 for his ability, his influence. Yeah, so it'd be 11. So it'd be add 8 to that. So 37 versus your 22. Did you say?
Yeah.
So that's 15. What's your? So you would take a frustration, but you wouldn't get hit with like a sway roll, which is the equivalent of a death roll.
Okay, and then if I resist, like,
You could get better, you could get worse. It's kind of up to you.
Let's resist here then. Let's see what we can. Let's roll those dice.
Okay.
Hopefully,
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
I guess. Let's hope for some explosions here.
No. No.
That nasty.
13 plus. Okay. He's got a 37. You have a 13. That's a 24.
It's untrained, so there'd be no exploding.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no, that worked though. It didn't explode. Let's see. So what did I say that was? 37, 24. Yeah, 24. Okay, what is your concede threshold?
28.
Okay, so it doesn't hit that, so you just take a frustration. So you think that maybe the only way that he makes this deal is through that way. You're not real convinced that he's going to take the deal otherwise. Leo Frick, you are up.
Okay. Now I was hoping I wouldn't. Now to. Can I make my action to assist?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you look at assist, character may assist an ally in a conversation. So you need to can we get assist only in primary? Only before the primary. So you could assist Cedric or Kaja.
Not Kaja. No.
I have some pretty right. Not her. I have some pretty decent persuasion.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll assist him, and Jeffrey's just going to look scandalized at this offer and
Sure.
say, "Surely you wouldn't stand for that."
Yeah. So this is going to give Cedric a
Assistant.
benefit on his roll. All right, Cedric.
All right, he's going to be trying to persuade him. My lord, I believe not only would an alliance be beneficial to both you and King Alfred, I would be the one to marry your daughter. And if
You, an old man?
sister-
An old man married my
fertile-
sister?
Well, you should know my accomplishments during the heathen invasion, and since then, I'm a notable commander, a fierce warrior, and though age has not slowed me down, my mind is still sharp, and I will be given a great tracts of land in Cornwalls. I pledge to you that not only will I make your sister happy. I will provide strong children for her, and we will assist you in overtaking your brother and defeating the other petty kings of Wales. He doesn't mention the tribute on purpose.
Yep. Go ahead and make your roll. And you get a benefit from. Make sure any of your abilities, but you get a benefit from Lefric glaring at him.
We'll have to do the re-roll.
Yep, that's fine.
Manually, I assume.
Yeah, that's fine. You got to beat a 22 just to get started, so. You did.
I need to re-roll 2
Yep,
ones.
go ahead and re-roll them. Got to get it better than an 8 to get him to count. Okay, so you increase your roll by 1, so it's a 34. So he's going to have to roll. He's going to have to roll defense. Let me see. So you have a 34, and he is going to roll. How's this read? I would say that's not for defense. Okay, so he's going to roll persuasion. Where is it? So it's a 12. What is your persuasion plus communication?
I'll tell you in a second. I think it's 6. Persuasion plus communication is 6.
Okay. So it's 18. His is also 6.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 12. That is going to give him a stress. He has 14 frustration level. Well, I think that those things are fine, that you're a good warrior, and I would be happy to hear it, but I don't know. It does not still seem like a good deal to me. Kaja, you're up.
Kaja, knowing that she doesn't really have a way with words, sometimes she can't even find the words, but she knows that something about her, whether it's a woman in armor who doesn't bend to men, makes people uncomfortable. So she's going to try to add an intimidation factor. She comes forward a little bit next to Cedric and looks at him, and then over at Howl, and says, "To marry the sister to Cedric would give a nephew of blood with lands and power. This nephew will support the favored uncle, but to insult the people of Wessex with refusal, we do not take this well. I am a woman trained by Cedric, and I have killed more men than I can name. Imagine skill of our men."
All right. So you can give an intimidation roll. That's good. And he has to defend with courage on this, so this is probably not as good as some other things. It's not even trained. Oh boy, 21. What's your total?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.
So that would be plus 5, so 26. Not enough to give him not enough for a sway roll, but definitely gives him a frustration. Yes, clearly you're strong, but that does not mean everything. My sister will need more than just strength. And so he's at 5. Okay, so kind of ganging up on him. It would be Lefric's turn.
So, to be
Mhm.
clear, he's got a stress and a
Yes,
frustration
correct.
now?
He does.
Okay.
Here, let me just do this real quick. So it's just better.
Yep.
Okay. Alefric, you're up. You go by
Okay.
whoever is the lowest AP spent and the highest on the initiative. So
Okay.
you are up.
Well, I'm going to be supporting Eldred. I'm going to assist him.
Okay, you certainly can do that.
Yep.
So I'll give. All right, and now it is Cedric's turn.
Cedric, seeing that his daughter had done such a good job, continues pressuring him about the alliance, letting him know that it's a good idea. Lord Howell, as my daughter has rightfully pointed out, a strong blade held by a strong arm is what you will need in the battle to come. It is something that both of us offer. In addition, I pledge my men in my strength of arm until you have overthrown your brother. King Alfred will assist in this. As the more powerful you become, the more powerful his alliance with you becomes.
That sounds like a persuasion to me.
No rerolls.
Mhm. And he doesn't even need to defend. You just keep saying the same things to me. Okay. It is.
He's not frightened of you because you're not a woman.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, remember you can burn your fortune points to get a plus 20 on your roll. If you wanted to do that now.
I'm going to wait for a better roll.
Yeah. So that would be Kaja's turn then.
I think she just doesn't give really a speech. She just looks at him and says, "You hear the same words, but you are not listening," and glares at him.
Yeah, intimidation's fine. I think he's a little scared of Kaja. This is not going to be good. Yeah.
Good.
24.
So my
and he's,
total's 35.
yeah, minus 2, I think, so 33. Let me see, that's definitely a frustration, but no, he's going to make the sway roll. So 33 is what he's gunning for. Okay. I got to do this manually, but it's a fortitude roll plus his frustration level, which is 14. So he's got to meet a 33. And it is untrained. That is not correct, though, because it's actually a 9. It still fails. Because just like death rolls, you do not add stress or frustrations. So, but still fail. He looks at her and, very well, very well. I do not need to be badgered by this woman, this heathen. But she does prove that you are strong, Cedric of Wixus. And my sister? Very well. You may marry her, if she lets you. I see some of my sister in this one, your daughter.
Then you have a good sister.
This is a fortunate day for you, then. In order to claim my sister, you will need to take her from her betrothed. It is not a pleasant betrothal.
And who is she betrothed to right now?
Betty King. Of course. Bervin. They are on the road not far from here. If you catch them before they get to Croghowell, then you can take them. But be wary, my sister may fight you. Bring her back here and I'll explain things after you've killed the rest.
Leofric gives a big, contented smile.
Kaja does as well. A grin spreads across her face. Finally.
Well, if they feel like dying to their swords, then I guess we'd have no choice. We'll bring your sister back.
I think you're misunderstanding me. Even if they give up, they must perish. Otherwise, they will know she's taken. And they will know that there are Saxons that I am in league with. Make sure they do not
Belvin.
survive.
Belvin and his kin will soon meet their maker.
Good. He looks at Kaja for a moment. Fine. Go. Hurry before they flee or they leave. You have
Leofric
not much
starts humming
time.
a tune.
As they start to file out, Kaja lingers a little bit and gives him a very obvious look up and down with a raised eyebrow
He's
and a little smile.
He's a very slight man. Cedric probably knows that he is extremely learned, not really proven on the battlefield at all.
Well, she's giving him a kind of like flirty look.
Yeah, he's like Walter Peck said, maybe he does have a bit of a fear boner, who knows? But he waits for everyone to leave. There's no time for that currently. Come back when you have her. Don't harm her, of course.
Elderwood would make a stop by the Welsh soldier who escorted them. Do you see this face?
I see it.
Good. You better hope this alliance goes through. If not, it'll be the last one you see before my sword penetrates you through your ball.
He frowns.
And you give him a wink.
Fine. I'm sure to be fine. He just... That's you.
I think we just leave.
Let me, Everybody...
As we walk
Yeah,
out,
go ahead.
as we walk past that soldier on the way out, Leofric will blow him a kiss.
Roll
Afraid.
seduce.
Yeah, the Welsh soldier is taking some berating as you depart. So as you exit, you can role play amongst yourself as you leave Prince Howell behind.
So, she says he sees some of your daughter and his sister. Hope that doesn't mean she's half man.
Kaja looks at Hildred and kind of tries not to smile at the joke. Well, more man than that one, she says, kind of looking back in the building they came from.
There's no such thing as a man in Wallace. Just pretty little boys.
Perhaps they can be taught.
Taught to die, maybe.
Cedric kind of shakes his head in disgust.
Leofric's looking really happy. It's the happiest most of you have seen him. And we finally get to do some killing. This is great.
And Elder would look over at Nifik. You do realize that if they don't want to fight us, we have to take them prisoner, right?
I thought we were
What?
killing them anyway.
Nah, that's not the Christian way.
Ah, Cedric, is this right?
The Lord will guide our hands.
Hmm. Lord knows it's better for some to die than for many to dwindle in unbelief. Cedric will make sure they are real Christians here. And she says, like, convincing herself, yep, killing them all is just fine.
If they surrender, it wouldn't be up to us to decide. It would be up to our Lord, as in Lord Alfred.
He has empowered us to get the deal done. We retrieve her. We end this Belvin. We achieve our Lord's desires.
Cedric, you should know that Lord Alfred is a Christian man. Murder is murder, no matter how you try to cut it.
Is not murder to fight a man in combat.
If he
Is
wants to fight,
sacrifice to Christ.
that's if he wants to fight you. We don't sacrifice anything to Christ.
There will be no heathen birthing or pagan rituals. I will give them last rites, and he kind of shakes the axe. Clearly, that is the name of it.
Yes. And I will give them many acts of kindness. And she holds hers
How
up.
about ask you a question? You debate how violent you want this encounter to be as you ride off north. I know we started kind of late. Do you want to push on? This last encounter will be the end if you want to keep going. You tell me.
Push it real good.
I plan to play the regular 3-hour
Okay.
block, so it's okay.
Yeah,
with
that's
me.
cool. We're good then. Let me just give me like 2 minutes. Do something real quick, and then well, it might take me a little longer now, but good. And if you gotta go to the bathroom or something, now's the time.
All right, Pittsburgh.
Correct.
Can't stand up. My fear boner's too hard.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, if you go where they're strong, it's very difficult. But if you hit them where they're weak, then that's it.
Trust me, after Slip nailed him with that intimidation, I was like, I have a little of intimidation. I don't know if I should be going that route, but
Yeah.
I loaded up on persuasion, so I wanted to see how it worked out.
All right. Well, I'm ready to go if you guys are.
I'm good.
Did anybody?
I think Sim.
Yeah,
got
that's
up.
fine. Make sure that nobody has any frustrations or stress. If you do on your character sheet, remove them because it'll mess up any rolls whatsoever.
The way you said that made it sound like you're gonna offer to rub our shoulders or something.
If you got any frustration or stress, I'm here. The B&B massage hour spa. Come to the Asian spa.
Racist.
No happy endings.
Oh.
Extra.
One of my coworkers, he was stationed in the Philippines in the Marines. We were just talking about this the other day. He's like, "Yeah, I got a lot of massages, and every one they're like, oh, you want happy ending?" And he's like, "I'm not married at the time," so I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not? What's an extra $1?"
Extra
I'm like,
dollar.
Most of
that's
them
why you've
offer
been.
it here too. As
Oh,
long
Fort
as
Bragg. Fort Bragg had Bragg Boulevard is famous for that because all these young fucking Joes go to Korea for 1 year and marry some Korean girl, and then they bring back the whole family, and that's what they set up shop.
I never went to one, though.
Of course not. That's the what I hear.
That's what my friend said.
I'm dying to know how ugly this woman is.
Cedric's gonna be like, oh, my back. Aldrin, you really wanted this.
I think Tet had 2 women picked out, one for you and one for Eldred. Guess which one you're getting?
It's the commoner image from before.
That townswoman.
Yeah, townswoman.
Start searching my images for women that will never be picked.
I'm back, so
No, you're fine. Waiting for Sim.
It's Kylie Jenner.
Kylie Jenner.
Posers.
Yeah. This playlist isn't long enough.
Returned.
All right, cool. All right, you rush up the road on your horses. You notice this area is very marshy. And can somebody give me a survival roll? All of you can if you would like. Let me.
give it a try.
Real quick, what's Howell's sister's name?
Kyrus. Carys. However you would pronounce that in Welsh, but I'm just calling it Kyrus. That's good.
Whoa, that was a crazy good roll. I don't have that much.
Yeah. Make sure you take off that stress for the -3. Yeah, Kaja, you see that there's clear horses have went off the road at some point over land. You don't think that it's going to be possible to stay on horses for much longer, though, just the way the terrain is.
Yeah, she points to the trail leaving the road. Soon we will risk laming horses. We would need to walk.
Can't make it too easy.
Horses, big, loud, better on foot.
I swing an axe better when I'm on foot.
Well, let's just hope we don't find a peat bog then.
Yeah, you head over land, and Kaja's very capable at tracking right now, particularly, and she's following the very obvious footprints in the mud, because there's a lot of it in the muck in the swamp, and you eventually see in the distance, not so far, you see a bunch of horses that are tied up, and one man like talking to them quickly. It did take you a while to get out of town, leaving Buttington, and you do recognize someone, and it is the guard that you had words with, who seems to be very he's trying to get them to do something. He's very exasperated as he's, hurry, hurry! And they kind of look behind as you begin to come up on them. And one man yells back, "Who is it? Who goes there?"
And Elder would just keep walking as he as he turns back.
The Elfric's humming again.
How far away are they?
I'll tell you in a second.
Well, do you want to announce yourself, Cedric?
And they're all throwing their weapons, I assume, considering
Yes.
the informant.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no point for talking, so Cedric just kind of cries.
Is this broad daylight? We're all in plain sight.
You're kind of off the you're off the road a ways and kind of a bit of a bog wilderness-ish.
I just wondered if there was like any way to sneak around, or if we've already been seen.
I would say you could sneak around. Maybe they didn't see you at the beginning of it and just saw the guys. If you would like to try that, that's absolutely fine. Where would you like to go on the map?
Hold on, let me expand out.
You can cut through this area if you went that way, right?
Yeah, I think that.
It's the top of a tree,
think that
right?
she-
So.
Yeah, I think she's gonna head that way and try to get over there and eventually make her way around to this side.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a stealth roll? I'll let you start anywhere on the left of the river, or whatever you want to call that.
I guess as they're walking, Elderwood would shout out since they're not making any type of formal deception or nothing. There's no need for any of you to die. Well, you can. Well, your strongest could fight me in personal combat if you want.
For what reason? What do you want? I've heard you want
Well,
Karis to take her from us, take her back to Wessex, turn her into a whore.
I mean, they're gonna take her back to her brother.
Her brother? What about him?
He has requested her return.
He looks to the man next to him. The man just shakes his head. That is not what he has said.
Well, then you could fight me in personal combat. You know, well, it's the sword decide, and the good Lord will make his due.
We have 2 longbowmen here. We'll fill you into pin cushions before you even get close. Attack, men of Waelas! Attack! And we'll do some combat. Let me. I'm gonna make one roll real quick. Where the hell is it? There it is. Okay. Not very good.
The red ready his sword and shield.
Where's your stealth? Okay. Alright, alright, so let's go ahead. Let me make sure the tracker is clear. It is not, so remove all turns. Okay. Okay, so you should be able to do this off your macro buttons. Just roll initiative.
Additional mods is where we put our bonus.
Yeah, if you have any static bonuses, yeah. So I'll have to fix that because yours is a 16, not a 0.16. But
Oh shoot. I should be getting a 2 point post roll pre-roll modifier to my initiative.
okay, so you should have you rolled a 3 or a 30.
Yeah, 30.
Okay, so just change it to
30.
yeah, whatever it would be. And if you guys want to change it to the non-decimal version of your rolls, that's fine.
Hell. I just noticed I was supposed to be using my influence instead of persuasion in the checks in the
Oh.
social combat.
Like he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. Okay, so I'm gonna do influence. Initiative rolls. So the minions are all mobs. The mob strengths are the yellow bubbles. Not very good. Let's see his keen. Let me make sure. No. 25 on the longbowman. All right. All initiatives good on your side?
Yep.
All right, Kaja, you're up. You don't think they've noticed you, from what you can tell?
All right. What page of the quick start book are the
Actions. That should be chapter
69.
7.
What page was that, Walter?
69, wink wink.
It would be.
It's actually 60. But in the quick start guide PDF, 60.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking for the. Is there a?
There is a charge, but you basically, the way charge works is you have to run first. So you do the run action,
Okay.
and then your next action is the charge action.
Okay. Do I have to run to get here? I don't think I do.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're within 1, 2, 3, 4. You can reach Welsh Soldier in 4 movement. So you can move.
Yeah. What's the benefit for charging?
So charging.
Let's see. Using the momentum of an attack.
I believe it increases your damage. So you take 1 hardship on your attack, and but you
Can't use any defensive action.
you can't use any defensive actions, and your post roll modifier damage is doubled.
Okay. And now these are just our starting. So, for instance, if I did the run, I would add that AP,
Mm-hmm.
and that wouldn't be going off of 32. That starts separately. So basically, I don't have time to charge an attack before.
Oh,
these
no,
guys go. No. Okay. All right. I'm gonna run then.
Okay.
Running inflicts a -5 penalty to hit you, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
it
why I'm doing
does.
it.
Hence, yeah, the bowman. That's what I was going to recommend.
So you moved 4 hexes. That's 2 AP spin to get there on a run. So you charge in. What does that look like as you're running in?
When it becomes obvious that the bowmen are getting ready to raise their weapons, she immediately dashes out from under the underbrush, crouched low, moving fast, her axe in one hand, already pulled back in a back swing, getting ready to strike as soon as she gets there.
Mm-hmm. The bowmen look over at you, but then look back at the warriors coming for them, and they have a great advantage right now, and they're going to fire at. I'm going to do I think they're all in the same range band. I think you're all in medium for them. Yep, you're all in medium for them, because range on a bow is 10, or a longbow. So I'm going to do a 1d3 to see who they attack. Eldred, they're going to attack you. And they're going to do this. So combat. They're just going to shoot. Nothing fancy. Target you. Benefit 2 for being in a mob of 2. Hardship 1 because longbows are unwieldy. Trained. Here we go. And they're at medium range. Only a 12. That's a miss. So how does it look as they miss?
So as Eldred is advancing, he watches as they let loose arrows, and he pitches. Only to hear him thud into the ground in front of him. Kind of let out a laugh. Looks like we got our work cut off for us, boys.
Terrible roll. Lefric, you are up. You guys are significantly far away. You are 13, 12 hexes away, something like that.
I'm going to start running in.
Okay, you can move up to 10 hexes for 5 AP if you want. That's as far as you can move.
Yep, I'll do that.
You can go ahead and move your token.
There.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, that's 5 AP for you. And who's after him? Eldred.
Yeah, he'll run up for battle as well.
Okay.
Where is it? How many 10?
Yeah, you can move 10. You can move up to double your... Yeah. I should be making these this terrain difficult, but we won't do that. All right, so it is Welsh Warriors' turn. They turn and try to attack Kaja. They are going to have a -5 to hit due to you running. Spears. Ignore this because it still has the throw stuff in there too. So 4 benefits. Just ignore the range band. They're trained. Oh, hold on. Combat. Spear. Ugh. Sorry.
I don't think that's enough to hit me.
Did he roll?
Yeah, bow's 12. Oh,
No, I haven't
wrong
rolled yet,
one.
I don't think. 4.
Not yet.
Hardship 0. Trained. -5. Point blank. This should be. Okay, so they rolled a 38.
Alright, well, she's going to have to use defensive action.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeesh.
let me look. She's going to parry.
Okay.
And she's got shields.
Yep. So you can just roll your
And
shields. And then you have a round shield, so that should be +2 as a pre-roll modifier.
I think I built the benefit. No, yeah, I built the benefit into this. I think she's got the specialization with this.
Okay. Just make sure it
It's,
rolls the right amount of dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check, but yeah, she's got weapon mastery and shields, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Know what I'm gonna be
No, you're
looking at.
good.
While she's double checking, I'm actually going to roll that. I'm just going to add 1 benefit to access for me and make sure it doesn't
Sure.
mess anything up with it being higher than my.
Yeah, I need to add 1. I'm sorry, I'm gonna re-roll.
I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
the way the macros work, they drop instead of keep, so everything should work.
What's the post-roll modifier
2.
I was adding to?
Yeah, for. So 31, he rolled a 38, so that's 7. He hit torso. What's your torso armor?
Same as everybody else's. She's got the scale, so that's let me look.
I never changed mine.
Forgot to put on my armor.
I'm
Okay,
naked.
against piercing, it's 5.
Okay.
Plus the 2 for shield.
Well, that's not. That's.
Oh no, shield. That's already calculated.
So. Let me see. Piercing 3, and it is piercing. So, what did you say the damage reduction was for piercing?
5.
5. I believe piercing. Let me just make sure. Yeah, so it negates your piercing down to 2. Because it's half and it's rounded down, so your piercing defense is 2. So he's going to be over by 1. He's using it one-handed. I never specified that to use it 2. So he's got a 39 versus your 31. That's 8. I'm pretty sure that's just going to give you an injury.
You would. Right.
Okay. That didn't work, but let me give you an injury. I did do a -5 on his roll. Okay, so you have an injury. So 4 guys just jump out at you suddenly, and one stabs you in the stomach with their spear, which gets in between two of the scales and digs into your stomach. Fuelas! Fuelas! And it is Cedric's turn.
Cedric, seeing them engaged, raises his axe in both hands and bellows, "Prepare to meet your doom," and runs alongside Leofric and Hale.
Okay, so that's 5. 5 there, and 5 here. So now what we do... Karis' turn. Karis actually is going to do a... No, she can't quite lunge. She's not in range. That's Berwyn's turn anyway. He's going to come at Cedric. He is going to do a lunge. So he's going to do a lunge attack that costs 4 to move an attack. The attack is at -3. So he's going to attack...
And -5.
And -5, so -8. Thank you. Train. -8. So that's an 8. Does that beat your base defense? I doubt it.
No, it is my base defense is 10.
Yep, he swings and misses. He gets caught in the kind of marsh as you're running, and he doesn't swing fast enough, and his arm just kind of hits against your shoulder, and his just sword haphazardly misses. Karis is actually going to move into position to attack too. She's going to do a move action. "Ah, fuelas!" she says as she charges Leofric. Not technically charges, but... so that was a move of 2. I believe Kaja is up.
Yeah, Kaja, barely noticing that she actually got hurt, is going to... hold on.
You can't see their APs, can you? Hold on.
No.
I'll fix it. I gotta do something about that. But I'm fixing it. But go ahead.
She's just gonna attack this mob in front of her, and she's gonna use one of her fortune points, knowing that taking people down fast is the key to winning a combat. So she kind of says a prayer. She was already in mid-swing when she got hit with the spear, and she just brings it forward.
Okay. You can burn a fortune point for that. You should be able to see all their APs now, too.
So that's a -3 mod. No, but that's already doing it, so I just add the 20.
Yeah, plus the -5, because of your run was your last action.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
calculate.
Okay,
So it's a 38. That's they're gonna try to defend. Um,
Oh, chat.
so they're gonna parry. That's actually really good, but 38 plus minus 21 is 17. That's definitely hit. What's your damage on your axe?
Where do I roll that?
You don't
from?
roll it. It's just
Just
on your. It should
It's
say
hit.
right there, right? So it's six bludgeon.
Plus, she has mortal danger. So if they take a wound, they're gonna take an injury, and she also has lethal weapon.
Yeah, lethal
So
weapons built
there's-
in.
Uh,
Looks like it's six bludgeon.
it's built.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so let me calculate this real quick. So you rolled a 43 minus 5, 38, and then they rolled a 21, so it's 17 plus 6, 23, plus 5 because it's a head hit, 28, and then they what armor do they have on their head? Boop, boop. They just have one bludgeon. So that is 27. They take one wound and it kills one immediately.
And they also take an injury.
Yeah, minions can't take injuries.
Oh. Boo.
Yeah. So how does it look as you kill one?
She just swings that axe. It was already, full leverage from the backswing coming forward, slices right through a guy's neck and into the torso of the guy next to him. The guy who she struck in the neck drops his weapon, grabs at his neck, stumbles backward, blood spurting, eventually falling to the ground. And the other guy winces as the blade sticks into his stomach.
It is I believe it's Kyrus's turn, and she's going to attack Lefric. Well, actually, she can attack. Let's do 1d2. Who's it going to be? It is. So she tries to attack you, actually, Lefric. Let's see if you can hold your anger.
Instinctively want to attack him.
I don't have her macros all set, but she attacks you with a sword. She's trained a bit. 25. So that's going to be a hit if you don't dodge it. What would you like to do?
Or can I parry?
Yes, you most certainly can. And that's a hit to the torso.
Okay. So, my combat menu. And do I just make a long sword?
Yeah, if that's what you want to parry with. Now, her roll is actually a
Yep.
20 because -5 from you running.
Okay. Yeah, I've got weapon mastery and skilled with long swords.
Weapon mastery adds a benefit, and skilled is a +1. Correct?
Okay. Yes. So I'm going to add those
Okay.
both to the roll. Trained.
Well, you definitely parry it. How does that look?
Yowza.
Okay. It's almost contemptuous. He's kind of looking past her to these archers, and as she strikes at him, he just sort of almost casually just knocks her blade aside, just batters it aside, and he's trying to get past her.
Yeah, it's the longbowman's turn. They're going to shoot at Cedric. They won't take... yeah, they're going to. Longbow. What range are they in? Let me see. This could be really bad.
Do they get a hardship for interference? Or is that not?
They should
Can't remember.
get something. They are actually in, boy, they're in close range. I'll give them an additional -3 for cover. Okay. But they're in close range. Benefit 2. Hardship 1. Trained. -3.
-8, because I ran.
Okay, I'll just add it to the roll when I roll. So that's a that's a 10 that misses. Yeah. You rolled a
Cedric.
Yeah.
As Cedric sprints up, he ducks as he sees the long bowman trying to make short work of him as he is not using a shield.
Yeah, they go zoo zoo over your head. They're probably maybe shooting high because of Berwyn there. I think it is the soldiers, Welsh soldiers. They're gonna try to retaliate on Kaja. They're actually going to do a I think, what do I want to do? They're going to do a reckless attack. So they gain 3 benefits to their attack. So this is going to be 6 benefits on their attack.
Jeez.
Meanwhile,
34.
Rick's gonna die.
Okay. Well, she's obviously gonna parry.
Mm-hmm.
I think I am going to spend. You know, if we were playing in a long-term game, would your fate points just be gone?
If you burn
burned
them, yeah. If you the plus 20 is a burn, so yeah, you can spend one for an extra benefit. I don't care that if you burn one, you can burn one. That's fine. Doesn't matter to me.
Okay. Yeah, it just doesn't seem quite representative of the system, since I normally probably wouldn't burn it.
Yeah.
But I'm
Okay, that's fine. So plus 20.
And I'm sorry. I keep clicking the combat menu and getting. Oh, there we. The shield. There we go.
And that's a block. Yeah, they try to like surround you and get you with a shield, but you're able to how does it look as you use your
She, as they try to retaliate, kind of doing a synchronized thrust with their spears toward her, she harkens back to her training as a shield maiden and dives to one knee, holding up the shield in front of her head, getting maximum coverage from it. And all 3 shields strike at it, some sticking for a moment as they pull it back. She quickly gets back up and gets ready to retaliate.
Okay. Barrowan is going to try to disarm Cedric. He is going to burn one of his fate points. He has fate points at least, so that's what he's going to do. So disarm. So he spends 4. He needs to do a called attack on your arm, which is 1 hardship. So it's going to be 1 hardship, and so it's actually going to be 2 hardships and a -5. It's not going to be easy, but... He's got a plus 20 coming. 2 hardships. Trained. Plus 20.
Damn.
Well,
You can defend.
I can try and
Yeah, you
parry
can try to
that.
parry. Yep. It's just a normal parry.
Fate before or after
It's
the
before.
roll? Well, I only have 1 fate point. Might as well use it.
A man can only die once.
But it's that once that counts.
So I would just be at 15 because of the minus.
Yep. So you can just do a plus 15. That's right. Oh wow!
Nice.
Nice.
Hey, I psych. I didn't mean that.
And so, how does that look? Holy smokes!
That's gotta look incredible.
So using it two-handed, he can tell before he even swings that Bevan is trying to disarm him, and he almost contemptuously takes the axe blade and runs it down the sword all the way to the guard, and almost ripping Bevan's blade out in the process before spinning away and getting ready to counterattack.
I think that needs like a catchphrase.
Yeah.
You need to
Blocked.
Add a little catchphrase to that.
Blocked psych. Okay, so 5s. Whoever's the highest in initiative of all the 5s. It's Lefric, actually.
Yeah, because you want one of the 5s, right?
Oh, okay.
All the guys who took the really long actions.
Yeah. Can I just carry on running? I can't run, I guess. I'm just going to move straight through to these longbowmen if I can.
You are
And if I think
engaged,
I'm
so you can
exposing
be
myself.
attacked if you continue to move.
you must take out the princess.
Disengage is the action you can take.
But he can't
to,
disengage into an
occupy.
not occupied, but threatened.
Threat.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd have to back away.
You can keep
Yeah.
moving, but you're gonna take opportunities to attack probably from both of them.
Okay, can I try and I'll try and disarm
You
her.
can definitely do that. So that's
Okay.
2 hardships to do it, and a -5. So
Okay, I'm going to burn a
yeah,
fate
you can
point.
do that. So that's a plus 20. So you're gonna be at plus 15.
Okay, and I get a +1, so I weigh at plus
Yep,
16, and I get.
And then you get a benefit as well for mastery.
Okay. Okay, so the longsword, 1 benefit,
2 hardships.
2 hardships. Okay, trained, additional 16.
34. She will try to block it. Oops, I just need skill menu for her. Swords, okay. You disarm her. How does it look?
Okay, so the Alfred's kind of been regarding her as a distraction along the way because he knows we're not meant to kill her. So, he batted her sword aside and then realised she's still kind of in his way. So he gave her an opening to try and attack him. And then as she sort of jabbed forward, he was waiting, and he parried and twisted and flipped the sword out of her hand.
Yeah, she just looks as it lands in the muck. Oh, scum! And it is somebody else's with 5. It is Eldred.
Alright, so she's weaponless.
Yeah, she's no longer threatening you.
So I can move around or through her to.
You can't move. If you move through her, it's double. I think there's a rule for that. Hold on. You could try to move through her, if you want. I think you have to make a
I'm
roll
sure.
to do it. Let me look at the battlefield part.
He's just kind of plow through her.
You ain't my wife. Get out of my way. Could have been.
Does your wife need all her limbs, Cedric, or can I remove one or two?
She's got spares.
Moving through occupied space. So when moving through a friendly, that's in order to move through a hex occupied by an enemy. Acrobatics TN 14.
And I can move for a friendly if I wanted
That's
to
just
as well.
an extra AP.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go with the whole acrobatics thing. Oh, you know I could, yeah, because I do have a strong agility, just not acrobatic. What's the AP cost to do the
Just
move through the enemy instead of-
just one extra to go through that space and
the same cost for going around my buddy to my next to
Yep.
me here? Yeah, I'll just attempt to go through my buddy.
Okay. You can do that. That just costs an extra AP. So it costs 2 to go into a space, and then you can't stop in a space, but
Yeah, we'll
The
just go
only
ahead.
downside is, aren't you going to get yourself too really close to Bevan?
Yeah,
Oh, unless you're going for him.
yeah. I'm not. I might actually kill Princess, and that's not gonna be a good thing. So I'm doing the Christian thing and moving around.
Spare the rod. Spoiled woman.
Not my wife to beat.
Aw.
There.
yeah, that costs 3 AP to do that. So you're at 8 AP.
Perfect.
Okay, I think it is. It is. They have 6. Who else has 5?
I do.
Okay, you're up. You.
We're looking at green, right?
Yeah. You're up.
Right. I was thinking about doing a reckless attack back, but they're still.
They have a
hard.
They have a hardship on their defense right now.
Yeah. I just don't know if I could take them down enough to. I don't want.
You can only kill one at a time, so it doesn't
Right,
matter if you
so-
hit them for 1 injury or 100. It's gonna kill one.
Yeah. So yeah, not this turn. So just a regular attack.
Okay. Standard attack.
Do they have? Oh, never mind. Was I supposed to get a benefit, or do they get a hardship?
They
for
get a
their
hardship
defense?
for their defense. They're gonna try.
Okay.
Pretty sure this is not gonna work. Boom, boom. That's definitely gonna kill one of them. How's that look?
Yeah, she springs up from behind her axe, and where did this hit him? Another head strike. Again, cleaves into the side of his neck, pulling it out. If it damages the next guy or gives the next guy an injury, then no. Okay. And she pulls it out and just bares her teeth and snarls at the other 2 men. Run! Run from Kaja!
Yeah, the one guy there that was giving you a hard time is still there. No! Fight for Welas! Okay, I did that. So it is people with 6, I think. Cedric, I believe that would be. Lefric has 8. 8, 7. Yeah, Cedric, you're up.
Right. After the pathetic attempt to disarm him, Cedric brings his axe down in a ferocious strike and attempt to end him in one swing. He'll just do a standard attack. here.
-5.
Yeah. Let me re-roll 1-1.
Yep. Gotta beat a 6. Nope. Nothing. He is going to try to block with his shield. .24 versus a 44, so that's 20 base plus 4. Good.
It's plus 8. I was going to say, is the battle axe only 4? For some reason, that feels off.
It's not a great axe, it's a battle axe, so it's like a one-headed axe,
I'm
right?
using it. The reason I used it because I'm using it two-handed.
Oh,
so
so it's adaptable, so add half your strength.
Yeah. I thought it's all. We already talked about this.
Okay, it's all. So what is your strength? 4? So
4.
8. So that's 28. And it hit him on the leg, so it's 25. His leg has bludgeon of probably 2. So that would be, what did I say?
23 then?
Yep, 23.
Yep.
So that's enough to give him a wound. How does that look?
As he brings the axe down, Bevan kind of moves his body back, but in doing so exposes the top of his leg, and the axe blade goes tearing through his thigh. A holler of joy comes from Cedric as he sees a large amount of blood running down his enemy's leg. For Christ!
Christ is with me! Not you! As you argue about who God loves more, it is... We are at 8s, I think? No, we're at 6s. So that's archers. They are going to... they're going to shoot Eldred. He's right there. They're going to aim one... they're going to aim once. Are there any... So if I aim once, they're actually not up again. So I aim once. So they're aiming. So any other 6s? I can't see Laverick here. 9. The
It's
girl.
early,
She's
so
going to use interact to pick up her sword. That would be 2. Alright, then it is the archer's turn, I believe, at 7. They're before the minions, I think. Yep, they're before everybody but Kaja. They're going to shoot Eldred. Here we go. 3 benefits for aiming and their mob status. 1 hardship, trained, no cover, close range. Shit!
Well, that
He exploded too.
yeah, yeah.
They're panicking because they're facing true warriors.
Mm-hmm.
So my defense would be 15.
Oh, he missed. It's in the
shield-
range TN if you look at it. It just 16 versus 27.
Gotcha.
So 15 plus 10 plus 2. Yeah, they missed. Shot high again.
Man, that's a crappy roll.
Yeah, plus, I mean, the unwieldy does not help them as a minion. Sim's roll was actually really good because they're close, so he only rolls 1d10 instead of 2d10 for medium or 3d10 for long. He's in a really bad, area to be shot at. Okay, who's next? So, I believe it is the 7s, and that would be the soldiers. We're going to reckless attack again. 5 benefits. $20.
Right, she is going to parry.
Yep. How's it look?
Yeah, this time they get kind of close. She's getting a little winded, but again, their blows glance one off her shield and one off her scale mail. She grunts a little on the impact, but shakes her head. Not good enough.
Alright. I believe it is 8s. So, Erdred, it's you.
Oh, right. We're
Hmm? Yeah, I
Can you
can
hear
hear you.
alright, perfect. We're gonna go ahead and just do a normal strike against this commander here.
3.
No, I'm not worried about aim.
You're at 11. Attack away, sir.
I get 2 benefits, one for my weapon and one for.
You actually get another benefit because you're outnumbering.
Yeah, so that'd be 3 benefits. One for master weapon, and one for lethal weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's just add 2. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
no,
actually-
that's
I get 1.
damage. So
So
2
just 2
benefits.
still,
Yeah.
yeah. And then it'd be additional mods where I add that
No,
too.
it's in damage. So you just leave that off. Oh my god. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, you rolled 10 dice. Sweet. Okay. He's going to... Might be the first time I've seen that. He's going to do his shield. Oh boy. Actually, one thing to note about shields, by the way, this is kind of recent, is they have the defensive quality, so on a defense you get a benefit. So, I won't do his this time because I haven't been doing it with Kaja's, but...
Oh, well, sweet. Yeah, good to know. But we're not doing it
Yeah,
for
we
this.
won't do it. So that's +2 because I didn't do his thing. But that's 25 versus... What did you do? Oh boy.
50 freaking 7 plus whatever his post-roll modifier is for
Yeah,
damage.
it'd
So
be a
it's-
+2 for damage.
So, well, plus your normal damage. Your normal damage is 4, so it's going to be 6. So that's 60. So that's 20. What was it? 27? No, 22 plus 6. 28. And it was a torso hit. His armor's a 4. Okay, so 23. Yeah? Did I do
Sounds
that
good.
math right? It's another wound. As it look as you cut him up.
So as he skirts by the prince, he already has his sword kind of drawn back, seeing his target standing there attacking Cedric and not faring very well at all, already wounded and stuff. So he just goes in and attacks his flank and does a swing towards his flank. Kind of goes together there.
Oh no! There goes, my betrothed, you beast! Oh, he wasn't actually outnumbered, whatever. She attacks you. She does a reckless attack.
She's gonna attempt to beat me.
She don't like you.
Is this the equivalent of a spanking?
Maybe. 34.
Before she picked up her sword.
Yeah, she did that her last action. She did interact and
Gotcha.
picked it up.
Alright, I guess I would throw the block up. I could parry, right?
Yeah, with a shield or a weapon, whatever you want to.
Yeah. I guess we'll use a weapon. Would my benefits apply for a parry? Or no?
Benefit for what reason? Yes, for sword master,
If I
yes.
parry
Weapon master, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not bad. Not bad.
It's a hit, but only by a 2. So that's 6 damage to the 4 is a torso. So what's your armor on a torso? I don't think it's enough to get through. She only has a total of 6. It's not going to get through. Can't get.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just hits off your scale mail, and she like realizes it doesn't get through and curses at you. And it's Bellen's turn. Injured as he is, he's going to reckless attack. Yeah, Alfred. Reckless attack him. Here we go. Broadsword. 3 benefits. Yeah.
Does he have one hardship?
He's got
or
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
The little dot just shows one.
Yeah.
so
That's I think I said it earlier, but I'm gonna make sure he has 2 on his sheet. He does. Yeah, he rolls a 28. What are you gonna do, Eldred?
We'll do another parry.
Okay. You're actually at. This will put you at 13 now. Yeah, you parry again. Yeah, he swings and you just bring up your sword and you're turning from her and coming around and smacking that one out of the way. Very
Raising.
very sweet. Okay, the 9s go now. Starting with
I think Leo.
Yep, the Alfred, you're up.
Wanderer, are you there?
Yeah, sorry, I was musing with on mute. Sorry. I think Lothric is just he's getting frustrated. So even though it's dumb, he's gonna go straight through the middle at these longbowmen. So he's gonna go there, or try to be.
Okay. So he's going to not do his opportunity attack. He's just too injured to really worry about it. So you moved 1, 2, 3, 4 AP worth. Okay.
Okay.
So you're up on them now. Good. I believe it's
Cedric.
Kaja.
I can aim once and still go.
Yes,
before
you
the
sure
soldiers,
can.
Right? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna spend a round aiming.
Okay.
So I'll change that.
Yeah, you got it. They shot last time, so that's not a plan anymore. Now it's Cedric's turn.
All right, and it's AP of 4 for a
It
reckless
is.
attack, and it gives you 3.
Yes.
Cedric's going to go full Sir Yeadington and do a reckless attack on Bevan, trying to end him for.
Oh boy.
Oh, no, 1.
Good roll there.
He's gonna try to block it with his shield.
Want to get that death roll.
18. 27.
27 plus 8.
Minus his armor. Where'd you hit him? Torso. 4. So that would be 31. That's gonna make a death roll. Yep, just barely. So he's got to beat a 31. Let me see. It's, death roll, death roll, death roll. Nope. So you hit him in the chest, and the axe just like bloodies him terribly. Let's see. That's 3 wounds for him. He can't take any more. Alright. Yeah, you just thud and he's terribly injured. Jadger, yeah. So you did 4, so you're at 13. And you're at... Oh, you know what? He should have had a hardship to that roll. So actually that is a... that would kill him on the death roll because it should have been a 9 because he should taken a hardship on that roll. An additional hardship because he reckless attacked last time. So how does it look as it kills him?
So as he is been beat up by both Cedric and Eldred, when he moves to block Eldred, Cedric brings a 2-hand strike viciously down into the center of his torso, cleaving through his armor and into its chest cage or rib cage, splitting his heart in 2. He just falls back dead as Cedric wetly rips the axe out of his chest and roars in triumph.
Yeah. She screams out, "Ah, no, God!" Kaja. Welsh Longbowman, actually. So they're going to shoot point blank at Lerfric. Actually, they're going to aim twice at him. Okay, now it's Kaja's turn.
Alright, so she gets an additional benefit.
For weapon mastery?
No, for
Oh,
aiming.
yep. Did you your standard attacking?
Yeah, because there's still
Yeah.
2 of them.
32, they'll try to defend. That's gonna work.
Because they reckless attacked last time, too.
Oh, that's right, they did. We did that then, so spear. Boom. This is not gonna go well. Oh my gosh.
Hey,
Yeah, I dropped it.
they parried pretty well.
33 versus... Oh yeah, they parried it.
Yep. Even with my ads, not even an injury.
Yeah, they just are able to keep you at bay with their spears, so you can't get close enough. The longbowmen aim twice at this person who's adjacent to them, and they fire a brutal barrage. So here's the thing: you're adjacent, so you can use your dodge. Or yeah, you can use your dodge. And actually parry.
Dodge.
You can do any active defense you want with no penalty for blocking ranged with a shield, because you're able to just kind of like knock their weapon aside.
Okay, I think, yeah. I think I'll do that then. I'll try and...
Let's let them roll first. So point blank. So you got to beat a 14. Is that above your base defense? It is. It is. It's 12 for your base defense.
Just, yeah.
So you can.
Okay, so I'm going to try a shield.
Mhm.
Well, will he even take damage from that?
piercing 5 with 5. Yeah, he would have probably. I don't know if he would have taken enough to get a wound, but maybe an injury. But anyway, how does it look as you knock their either the arrows or the bows aside with your shield?
Yeah, they take a few seconds to actually point their bows at him, and he leaves himself open till the last minute, and then just as they're about to release, he sees them tense and brings his shield up in front of him and takes the arrows in the shield.
Mm-hmm.
And then roars in triumph because he knows they're gonna have to knock new arrows, and he's on them with a sword.
So she's up and she is going. She's trying to get Eldred. She's gonna reckless attack again. It's hard when you can't give somebody injuries or wounds, isn't it? You just keep attacking. You reckless attack. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Holy shit.
Exploding 10.
Yeah, I can't find my pen that I had down here. It's a real pain in my ass to do math.
Yeah.
That's 27 shields and swords. Is that what you're doing?
What do you mean?
What now? You're complaining.
Oh, I
about
just
that.
didn't have. I don't have anything to like do math real quick on a pad of paper. Like I've just been doing it all in my head real quick. But anyway, go ahead. Nothing. Good.
Yeah, we're gonna pick.
Yep. Mm-mm.
Jesus.
$16 plus 4 is 20. She hits you in the left arm.
No, that was him.
No, that's no. Sorry. She a 6. That's torso. So it's a torso shot. What's your armor on your torso?
Would be 7 for select.
So that's a 13. That's an injury. How does it look as she like cuts you barely through your armor?
So as he's staring at the body, he turns at the last minute and tries to parry another sword attack from the crazed woman that is soon to be Cedric's wife. And it's just a tad too slow, and it glances off and actually hits him a little harder than he expected, and kind of winces in pain. Ugh. Princess, if you don't stop this, you're gonna get hurt.
I won't let you take me as a hostage, she says, as the soldiers attack Kaja with a reckless attack. No, that's wrong. Sorry. Five benefits. $36.
No way.
Oh, wow. How does that look then?
These guys are getting tired with all their, reckless attacking, putting all their force into their strikes, and they're getting clumsy. And she's taken a bit more of a cautious approach, and she still has the reflexes and energy to nimbly dodge aside and intercept her shield in the way of their strikes. And she winces a bit as the blow comes, but then laughs wildly as they miss. Haha, now you die.
They are looking nervous as they have not been able to put you down, and that a guy is behind them on their bowman. Speaking of, Lefric.
Yeah, I'm going to attack these bowmen. I think I'll just do a standard attack on these.
Okay.
Yeah. So the longsword, and I get a benefit, and +1 modifier.
They'll try to dodge. Yeah. Nah, that kills one of them. How does that look?
They're struggling to pull more arrows out of their quivers, and the nearest one, Leofric, batters the bow aside with his shield, and as the archer sort of staggers and leaves himself open, he just cuts him diagonally across the torso from shoulder down to waist, and there's a gout of blood, and he falls backwards.
Cedric.
Going to move 1 to next to Karis and
Shout, your brother sent us. Put your weapon down. We mean you no harm.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll. Yeah, she looks at you and kind of, if you spare the lives of my men.
he looks at Kaja and Leon.
Hold two. If she surrenders, we spare them.
That's a deception, by the way, probably.
Yep, then that's what I thought. Go ahead and roll deception. Yeah. Drop your weapons, men! Drop your weapons! They look, very, very nervous, but they kind of step back away from the people that are facing them and drop their weapons, except the one guard that you have had problems with. He begins to try to run. Kaja, you feel free to do whatever you want to him as he tries to bolt.
She considers pretending she didn't hear Cedric, but at the end, her trust in him overcomes her instincts, and she gives him a look for approval to chase this guy down. And as he nods, she grins and takes off after him to chop him down.
Yeah, you're running behind him. How does it look as you finish him off?
Tired from his attack, he's slowed, and she's still a bit fresh, and she chases after him, and with one leap, she catches up at the last leg of this little race, and axe race, she brings it down on his back, severing his spine with one blow.
Yeah, he screams out, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" and finally doesn't yell anymore as he is killed in the muck.
She turns around to the others. No run.
"No, I'm not. We're not running," say the other two. Karis says, "He shouldn't have run. That was not poorly done. You're taking me back to my brother. Are you lying to me?"
Your betrothal has been broken. There is a new one.
That my brother went all this way to get rid of Belvin.
He did. A better offer has been made.
To who, sir?
To me, my wife. And then he kind of laughs.
Oh, she looks aghast. She looks at Eldred and him.
Yes, him. He is a suitable match for you.
He is not a suitable match for me.
He's still strong and virile. He'll be able to provide for you.
Don't worry, my dear. The tooth is not the only thing I'm long in.
She looks aghast.
Kaja, go ahead.
Meanwhile, Leofric is going to try and, while no one's looking, he's going to try and intimidate this bowman into running.
Go ahead and give me an intimidation roll. Yeah, that's cool.
So he gets... I can add my strength score as a pre-roll modifier.
Okay.
But it's another 2. Okay. So yeah, he's kind of grinning at him and going, "Gonna run or die here." Just saying it nice and quietly. Now where is it? That is under.
It's under presence.
Oh yeah, got it. Intimidation. 2.
No.
No.
He's. She told me not to run. I'm not running.
Eldred will look back at Kaja and Nufric. Well, Cedric, should we start going? We'll leave our men here to help their men clean up this body here. Give him a proper burial. It's the only Christian thing to do.
Yes, yes. It's what Jesus would want. Kaja, Godwin will stay here. You and I will escort the princess back to her brother, where he can tell her himself the good news.
What did you just say? Did you say Kaja's going with you or staying here?
You're gonna stay here and wink, wink, help
Yeah,
the
just like-
soldier.
Runs his finger across his throat.
Leofric, don't take too long. I won't want to stay here. I won't have to stay in where that's too long.
She looks totally defeated by this. Saddened. Scared. We'll do one quick scene back. You head back to the town, and Lord Hal is indisposed, you're told, for a while. That gives time for everyone to catch up after doing whatever they're going to do. Yeah, switch it back here. Whoops. Let me get her token out here. You bring his sister back, and he looks at as you're brought in, and "Oh, sister, you're not harmed, are you?" She rushes to him. "How they said that I'm to be betrothed?" "Yes. I made a deal with King Alfred of Wessex. I think this is better betrothal for you anyway, sister. And it will help us advance our family in Wales." He looks to Cedric and then Eldred. "Well, I suppose you have what you've came for."
An alliance with a soon-to-be king. A great king. And a princess to help me rule Cornwalls.
And then I'll let you have some final roleplay before we end. Everyone.
Yeah, while they're having their little negotiation and conversation, Kaja is more interested in looking at Leofric And she grins and smirks and holds up 4 fingers, by her side. It indicates a thumb toward herself.
Leofric is slightly less subtle. He kind of snarls under his breath and then whispers in his side, "Bloody woman got in my way."
She just chuckles and winks at him, and then looks at Cedric. "I think this is good woman for you. She can fight. We'll make good sons who can fight."
Good. Both you and I will teach them to grow strong and fight well. We will help her brother achieve his kingdom.
And she turns to Karis. "You will learn in time that Cedric of Wessex is a great man."
She looks between the two of you. "He's a bit old and ugly, but Bevan was no better."
"He is wise and strong."
She says, "That is to be decided, I suppose."
"He will be good to you."
Will he?
yeah, yeah, Rose. Eldred, go ahead and take us out. What's your thoughts? As this could have been your wife.
Eldred, as they leave, he's thinking, yeah. He'll look over to Cedric. "Looks like you got an amazing catch. Looks like I shall be missing out."
Lots of Welsh princesses between now and then.
Well, thinking about the way this woman is that I'd like to sleep it tonight, not to worry about getting a dagger in my back.
Oh, look on the bright side. You probably couldn't have handled her anyway. Ken laughs.
You're careful, she may be the death of you. One way or the other.
I can think of no better way.
As we get the long journey ahead, I'm sure Alfred would like to know what all this transpired hidden.
He will reward us both.
Oh, I have no doubt of that. But service to my king is its own reward most of the time.
And
That.
Yeah, good.
I was just going to say with that, Cedric looks to Lord Howell and goes, "You won't regret your decision, my king."
I believe not. You've shown some strength today. Bevan was no fool and an able warrior. I am glad to see that our two peoples, Britons and Saxons, have come together at last. You may remain in town for the night, and there will be a feast, at least between us. I will prepare it. And he departs, leaving you there for a while, and the rest of the night passes. You have food, and eventually you depart back to Wessex. This is the supposed story of how King Hal of Wales earned his crown. And that is it. Thanks for sticking in to the break of dawn. Or whatever we call it. Thanks for playing.
Well,
Awesome.
running.
Cool. Thank you.
This is the funnest system for combat.